round finish for T-Rex. This guy delivers each and every time.
You guys know I'm coming. I don't play with my food. It's time to eat. T-Rex, baby.
Terrance T-Rex McKinney!
Oh, body huge right. Sadykhov. That's it. Out cold.
Let's make some business. Let's score some knockouts, some fight of the night bonuses, some wars, and things for the UFC to remember.
Nazim Sadykhov!
Azerbaijan, assalamu alaikum.
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered.
Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier.
I'm made for a fucking podcast. We're dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it.
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered, back where we belong, in our houses with each other. Matt was in Vegas and did, I guess, with his best friend, Dean Thomas, the other day. As I was on a plane, my flight got canceled coming home, so I was on a plane when we were supposed to be taping. And
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was why I didn't do it.
I was just with you. I was just with you. We had a great
Vegas.
time interviewing the president of the United States.
President Trump, yeah.
I'll tell you, had some people drop off the old Instagram when I put that on there. Listen, Jimmy, I like to keep things positive. You understand? I'm not a big political person.
Sure.
Listen, the President Trump was in there. He was nice enough to do that. I'm going to post a pic of us up there. And
of course.
Has a problem with that, they can take a walk. I don't think it's too nice when people are just being douchey about it, because that might be whatever views they have. But they see this interview, they're going to look at us. I'm going to say an interview. Us hanging with on.
It was a hang up talking about fights.
Just talking about fights.
And boxing.
I'm not getting political.
And by the way, whoever doesn't like it, how about this? Go fuck yourself. The former president of the United States. I would gladly have President Biden on, President Obama. I would gladly have Al Gore on. I would have Bush on. This whole thing, I don't care how people feel politically, but pretending Trump is this creature from another planet is just nonsense. If you don't like him, don't listen. He was great. He talked about fights. He talked about boxing. He loves MMA. He's been great to UFC, and he has been great to Dana and the organization. So I was glad to have him on, and he was a fun guy to talk to. And you're talking the former president of the United States about not politics. Yeah, and that was kind of fun. It was just nice to talk about fighting. What a great time I had out there. And I know that we're going to talk to Terrance McKinney, Matt. We also have Nazim Sadykhov is coming on. They're fighting at this Saturday on the Holm card. He was tweeting a Dominic Cruz quote about John Jones and Stipe. And he's basically saying that Stipe, what has Stipe been doing? And I saw Dominic Cruz was saying, what kind of training? Like, he's joking. He's like, he's been fighting people in the woods. Is he fighting fires? What's he doing? How is he training for John Jones? And I don't know why this fight's taking place in November and not sooner.
Well, maybe that answers the question right there. Maybe he hasn't been and he has to get the training in. They were sitting right near us, like 2 seats down. We didn't sit together during the fights. You know what I'm saying? I sat with my wife. Yeah. And I'll tell you how many sessions I got in. My poor wife, what a good time we had.
Oh, really?
Woo! Like newlyweds. Like fucking newlyweds.
More than once?
Oh, yes. I was enough of my, sexual habits.
Sexual prowess. Let's bring in Terrance McKinney.
Back to me being a freak later. Whoa!
Hey, Terrance. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Hey, man, good to see you, dude. You give off that superhero vibe. I could see you playing Static Shock in the future. We got to talk. I want to dive right in. We had a little conversation. I don't know if you remember the last time we talked. It was a while ago. And I believe you were, if I remember correctly, you were saying how you could. I don't know if you want to pursue acting, but I personally, I could see you in this role, and you spoke about it. I believe it was Static Shock that you could see you being in a live action movie of that character. Am I somewhat close with that, or is the right character?
No, that's correct, man. I can definitely see myself being Static Shock. I got the baby face and all that.
100%, and he's one of your lesser known superheroes.
Yeah.
Are you in? You're into that drama?
Yeah, drama. I got Thanos on my leg. I got the Punisher. I got Venom.
What did you think of those? What did you think of the Punisher series?
I liked them. I think they could have a little bit better. If they remake one, I think they can make a dope one now with all the graphics and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't watch superhero movies, but I was watching some Superman fight. I don't know who he was fighting, and the graphics are so good now. I had to watch it might have been Batman and Superman. Were they fighting in a movie?
Yes.
Oh yeah, when he fought like all the Justice League, that was super sick. Are you talking about that fight scene?
Oh, I don't even know. It was just they were throwing each other into buildings, and the graphics are so much better than they were 20 years ago. It's like, yeah, these are movies that I could see them doing more of and remaking if the graphics are that much better.
Yeah, they make them super sick now.
Terrance, forgive my friend. He's a little new when it comes down to this the geek stuff.
I don't watch him yet.
Talking about General Zod. Ready? I will find him.
That fight scene was sick with General Zod. That shit was sick.
I like that General Zod. I thought that was good. Did you see the new Flash movie by any chance?
Nah, I just don't like the new Flash guy. I'm not.
You're not a big fan.
Ezra Miller, you don't like?
I think it's too kid-like now.
Oh, you don't like the actor or the guy? Is Ezra Miller the guy who plays him?
Yeah.
Okay. How is it kid-like? I don't know anything about it.
He's more like I can see him being more of a wizard in the movie, not the Flash, you know?
That's interesting. I'll tell you, the movie I enjoyed it. The ending, I don't want to spoil it for you, but there's something I would have changed. But yeah, it was almost like Back to the Future, but a superhero movie. It's pretty cool. Like he's
then I gotta watch it then. Back to the Future is one of my favorite. I even have like the action figure at my house.
I'll tell you right now. I think I could just go pop culture with Terra. Fuck the MMA shit. He's fighting one of my guys. Between rounds, I'll go over there. I'm like, what do you like the best about Venom? No, I'm only fucking. But I like where your head's at with this stuff. I like that you're really into that. You know, I had one of my students that's really into anime, and between a second and third round of a fight that he was losing, I gave him a speech of, "You're in your anime movie," and that motherfucker got powered up. It was like one of those things. Like,
he said, "I'm not tired no more, coach. Let's go."
He strangled the motherfucker, and he brought up to it afterwards, and he goes, "You really brought up anime to me." I go, "Yes." Anyway, listen, it's good to see you back. I'm not going to be there. You'll see the big, heavy-set Italian man, Ray Longo, in the corner across from you.
Yeah.
And you're fighting Naj. You're fighting one of our guys, and he's new to the scene. So it's as far as in the MMA. I'm sorry, in the UFC. So how does that feel for you when you are usually, the fresh new kid on the block, destroying people? Now you got a kid on. Now they're bringing you're more of the vet in this one. As far as with experience in the UFC, how does that feel for you?
Exactly, man. I like the way he fights. I like the way he gets down, but I just think my athleticism and my experience fighting the veterans like Drew Dober and experienced striker like Farazim, I think that's just going to play a huge role. But I think this is going to be fight tonight. The kid comes forward and we're in the apex. And you guys know how I come in Apex. So, I just see nothing but craziness happening and a wild finish. And I can't wait to compete.
Your last outing was a bit of a hiccup. But if I remember correctly, I have a pretty good memory lately, Jimmy, I think.
You do. It's crazy. Match memory is normally very bad. But, in the last couple of months, it's been, fucking, photographic.
Imagine I forgot my question. No, I'm only kidding.
That would make me happy.
But your last outing, again, it didn't go out. It didn't go your way. But what I was impressed with, I remember seeing you, I believe, hanging out with the gentleman. It was Ismail. I think you guys were even having a drink together or something afterwards. Right?
Yeah, we still talk to this day. He's a really good kid. You know, he told me he liked the story. Very humble, and the kid comes to scrap. Like I said, I got nothing but respect for anyone that step out in the cage. Like, we're just brothers in war, and I just know we're all fighting for a better life. So, like, I can't have nothing but respect for anyone that comes out there and put their pride on the line. And, you know, because you guys know the fans will love you one day, and next day they'll hate you. So for anyone willing to put that on their conscience, like, I got nothing but love and support for you.
Have you had any? Have you had to fight anybody that you already knew and liked, or has it all been people you didn't know?
Everyone's like someone I don't know. That's what's crazy about the UFC. There's so many fighters. Like, it's hard to know who I'm fighting. And I'm like, oh, I never heard of this guy. But then I watch their fights, and the lightweight's so stacked. Like, anytime I get an opponent, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. It's gonna be exciting.
You seem to, I mean, not that you want to have a loss, but you seem to handle a loss well, and you bounced back from that Drew Dober loss, and you took out Eric Gonzalez with a submission. So it's like, it's not like it's a confidence issue. When something goes wrong, do you overanalyze, or do you chalk it up as shit happens in this game? Or tell me how your thoughts are, because you seem to bounce back from your last one, no problem at all.
It's just because, like, with wrestling, I just know, like, it's either you let it eat you alive, or you take it as a learning experience. Like I told everyone, like, no excuse from Bon Fiem, but I got eye poked through my weight cut, and I had to fight that whole fight with double vision.
Wait, eye poked during the weight cut?
Yeah, I was wrestling with my coach, and he eye poked me so viciously. I was going to post a video out, but I didn't want to discredit Bon Fiem because he put on an incredible performance, and I'm not one to make excuses. But yeah, during my weight cut, I got eye poked, and it was vicious. And I thought it was better, but once I got in front of those lights, it activated the double vision. It was terrible. And that's why my knees were just a little bit off. I felt if I could see, like, that second knee I threw, I think it would have landed viciously.
Well, tell Coach Fingerfuck not to be messing around. God damn it! Tell him to wear some mittens next time you're grappling.
That's why he's not here right now.
That's what you get,
He's
Coach.
fired. He's fired.
You fired
I
him?
love him, but he can never be in my corner again after that one.
That's rough. That double vision. When I fought BJ, you're 28 years old, dude. Listen, 21 years ago, when I was 28, I fought BJ Penn. I lifted up his leg for a single, and he gave me a short little uppercut in my eye. I can't really bitch. It wasn't a poke, but fuck, same shit though. I was just like, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? There's a couple of BJs in here.
That's normally a good thing.
That's why I was holding him against the cage. I was like, oh, this is freaking terrible. I messed up. I thought I could do this, but no, this is bad.
And was the eye poke one of those things where two guys are moving, or was it like he put his finger in your eye?
Like, the finger went to my eye. We're wrestling. He went to post on my head, and it went straight in my eye.
Was there any temptation to cancel?
Yeah, a little bit, but like I said, that's not what I do. We're already 2 days away, so I was like, let's just go out there and let's try to make something happen. Yeah,
let's deal with it, and we'll see how it goes. And you were, what did you think of 290?
Oh, I love that card. Pantoja had me about ready to cry, man.
Yeah,
I was like, are you proud of me now, Dad? I just felt that, man. You know, because I didn't grow up without my dad. You know, so like that whole card just had me chills. And that flyweight knockout, that got to be the best flyweight knockout in history. That 17 seconds. That was insane. Just the whole card vibes was crazy. People really came to scrap and try to finish fights. It was a great night. I was so happy for Robbie Lawler too. Like, that was freaking awesome. Yeah, I had to post that. Like, come on, that was the best way. Like, for a good guy like him, just had the belt and who really put on crazy fights just to go out like that. That was sick. It was nice to see him take no damage. But if you're retiring, is there a part of you that goes, "Fuck, I got one more in me because that went so well"? I mean, it's got to be tempting for a fighter. If it goes that well against a guy like Nico Price, you have to think maybe there's one more in me. Yeah, but nah, judging by the interviews, like, I wouldn't risk it at all. I'll just, take that and ride to the sunset. That's the way it should be. But ask Matt Brown. Matt Brown had a foot out the door, then one fucking elbow later on Diego Sanchez's grill.
And he's like, maybe I got another couple.
Hey, people can't sleep on Matt Brown, bro. That boy is a killer, G.
But I think he's a guy that, like, when he gets away from the cage, you better hope that dude doesn't have any fucking road rage or something. Robbie, I can see him. All right, now I'm going to just go mow the lawn and throw some ball around my kid.
Hey, but Matt Brown, I know he'll scrap. I don't care how young he is. He probably fight 3 kids if he wanted to.
100%. I don't think that guy's like, it's going to be harder for him to leave that cage.
In fact, you're going to have to drag him out.
I felt bad for Val Woodburn. Like, I know, look, he's a fighter. He stepped up. But anybody in their debut that gets knocked out that fast on a card like that, in the opening fight of the main, you still feel for, like, that's a very, very tough, that's got to hurt your confidence. I don't care who you are. And what do you think a guy does if you lose like that, like to a guy who was supposed to win? It was like he was heavily favored, and then he dispatches him quickly. How do you come back from that mentally?
He just got to take that as a grain of salt and just know, like, there's levels to the game. Like I said, you got to just go back to a drawing board. And he was dropping his hand, just making sure he's keeping his hands up. I think he was getting a little bit too comfortable in exchange and swinging too big and not bringing his hands back to his face. So just make sure he take those little defensive matters into his next training camp. And I feel like the UFC will do him justice because that's not an easy debut fight, even though Bo doesn't have that many fights. He has lots of experience being in big crowds like that. So, like I said, I think they'll give him a good matchup, and he just got to take it as a grain of salt and keep pushing forward and know that his dream is still here and he's in the UFC, and he's just going to have to show why he belongs.
Do you think the hands dropping down was that he was getting relaxed, or do you was that a strategy to stop takedowns?
I think it was more of a strategy to stop the takedowns.
Yeah, I guess you just got to come back and go, look, that one happened, it's done, and move on. But I just felt really, I don't feel bad for someone who loses, but to lose like that.
I felt bad for the speech that Bisping gave him. That's probably what threw him off.
What was the speech? I actually watched the fight. I don't remember the speech.
It was, I don't know when it was, but Bisping like, how's it feel to know that you're gonna get booed? Like, no one's gonna win. There's gonna be 1,000 people hating on you. I was like, damn, Bisping, why would you give him this kind of speech before his fight?
Oh, that was before the fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
though, he took a shot, and I was really interested to see, because he was a shorter, stocky guy. I'm like, all right, if this gets to the grappling, those guys are usually good at scrambling to their feet. And then, like Jimmy says, Bo's a wrestler, but Bo knows striking.
Yeah. I didn't know his mom was a boxer. He was born for this.
That's an old commercial, Jimmy.
I know it's Bo Jackson.
Bo knows.
Bo Jackson.
Yes. Terrance wasn't. I don't think Terrance was born when that commercial came out.
Probably not. No. Also, what a great fight, Jalen Turner against Dan Hooker. I mean, I can't think of the last time I saw a fight that good. Just both bloody at the end of it. I guess it could have went. That was a split decision. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, it was split.
Yeah.
Dan, I think Dan won that.
I thought Dan won it, but it was very close.
I agree. Dan won that. The damage he did, and let's be honest, that fight was over if there was like 2 seconds left. That choke was so freaking deep.
In the first,
he dropped him. And then the last round, that was just pure domination. Like, it could have possibly been like a 10-8. Like, he literally won the round from the start to finish.
You know what's funny? I'm sorry.
No, you go, buddy.
I was looking for it. Somebody texted me. It was a fan. And they said in that fight that between the second and third fight that Jalen Turner was saying he's done.
I
would love to know if that's true. Because I was there at the fights. I didn't hear that. And I love listening to the corners. And what I noticed in that fight, sometimes it's about who wants it more. It's not about the skill set. That skill set was very evenly matched. I'm talking perseverance. Who had to fight through more? And that's Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker
became a dog that fight, man. He dug deep, man. Like, I was so happy for him, especially with all the adversity he's been facing with these tough fights and trying to figure out what weight class he want to be in. Just to see him get a dub like that, I was happy for him, man, for real.
You know, he was being the nail in that fight for a good amount of time until he said, fuck this, I'm going to be the hammer. And then once he started being a hammer and
once he started going forward, I was like, that's what I was hoping he'd do the whole time, because if you go back with a long guy like that, he's going to be able to pick you apart the whole time. Like, you're going to think out of distance, he's going to be able to clear that. So, like, I was glad he switched to the pressure.
Exactly. And then you think about then you hear about the damage he had during the fight. Broken arm, something. I'm not sure about the orbital, but I heard something about the orbital.
No, I seen that. It was cracked right there too. I was like, this was a warrior.
He was fucked up. And it's amazing. I'm like, and first of all, I'm like, oh, I like his hair. It's a nice mixture of pink and blonde. He should put that, the blood made it like pink and like Machine Gun Kelly in there. But it was a display of skill, a display of determination, of heart. Somebody said, I don't know if it was on here because I did Rogan's podcast too, and I talked about the fight. People keep messaging me saying I owe the guy an apology. I don't know what the fuck I said, but I will give him his props. Dan Hooker, you're a warrior, and I give you all the props in the world. I must have picked the tarantula to win, but fuck. Hey, man, my bad. That guy, awesome. I can't. Dan Hooker, I think
a lot of people picked the tarantula to win.
Man, it doesn't look great, but hopefully that motivates him, man. Because
I think his lightweight days are coming to an end.
You were talking about, Terrance, didn't you tweet something about, I want to say it was around that fight time, about a 165?
Yeah, man.
Were you saying that? Who are you saying that in reference to? Is it Jalen because he's big?
I think for everyone, like Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, even Jalen Turner, I'll even like to go up to 165 if they made that weight class. Yeah, for everyone. It would just be nice. Even when 175 would be cool. I liked how they were doing it. All the fans were throwing that out. I think it would be cool to have some more weight class and just get depth, separate the depth, you know?
Yeah. Do you find that does the cut make you, does it really deplete you? Will you notice it and you're like 165 would be more comfortable for you?
Yeah, 165 would definitely be more comfortable. Like, I'd be feeling good at first, but once I hit that 159 mark, it's pretty much just dying the whole time from there. Yeah,
you wonder what would they move welterweight to 175 then, I guess, right? 165, 175, 185.
Yeah, that just sounds ideal. You see how it just rings, you know?
yeah, and then 205. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, is there a lot of resistance? And plus you'd have another you'd have another champion. You would also have another ability of guys to possibly be a two-weight class champion because it kind of bridges welterweight close. You know, there's lightweight and then another weight and then welterweight, because welterweight and lightweight, it's hard to jump back and forth. You can't do that. I mean, that's, you know, you're going to stick with one or the other. That's not a bad idea. Is there a lot of resistance to it?
To the weight cut?
Yeah, to going to 165.
No, I think it'll be an easier cut. I will feel healthier because even like after I get down the weight, like my weight gain's not good because my body's like just pretty much pushing it out still because like my body didn't respond too good to it. So I'm just changing up the weight cut regimens and see how it goes this time.
Oh, I apologize. I think I probably asked that question poorly. I meant, is there resistance to it like in the UFC or when you've spoken to people about it, do people push back and go, it's a terrible idea? Or does everybody kind of like it at 165?
No, I've seen a lot of support on it. And then, like they said, the 165 to the 175, then 185. Like, it just makes sense. A lot of people were getting behind it. It actually got a lot of likes on Twitter when I posted it.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
I'm a tweener when I was fighting. I fought like 4 fights at 155. I won the title in the Ultimate Fighter at 170. But I'm 5'6". I'm wide. I'm not tall. I'm up to people's nipples. Now, we have a lot on here. He's 6'1". I don't want to fight all these tall motherfuckers. I'm up to that shit. I wish they had more fucking weight classes when I was fighting. I'm with you, Terrance. All right, Terrance, listen. What are you watching now as far as with the geeky shit? What are you watching? Turn me on to something, either anime or cartoons or something. Turn me on to something.
I'm not really watching anything right now, but if you do check out anything, check out the Velma series on HBO Max. It's hilarious.
It's funny.
That's the Scooby-Doo's Velma,
it's
right?
more like the adult version of Scooby-Doo. Is lit.
I'll check that shit out.
Didn't people get mad at that for some reason? Weren't like people getting pissed off at something they did in that?
Dude, it's freaking. I love this show. You got to check it out. It's funny as hell.
It's silly, but I think they made Fred a bit of a cuck. They made Fred a cuck.
They did. That's why they're hating on it. But I advise everyone to check it out. It's a little series.
Okay,
man. Shit, they don't have Scooby-Doo in it though.
No, I think they do. Actually, maybe they don't. I don't really remember. I don't think they do. Actually,
if it's that good that you don't remember if that dog's in it, I'm gonna fucking watch it.
Yeah, if you don't remember a talking dog, that's a good show.
It's the wake up, man. And it's been a while since I watched it, but actually, I don't think they had the dog in there like that.
Listen.
Well, look, buddy, it's always good talking to you, and have a great fight on Saturday. You're just such a dynamic fighter, so I always enjoy you, and good luck on Saturday. We'll definitely have you again if you want to come back.
Yeah, always, man. Always a pleasure. I love being on the show with you guys. You guys keep me entertained. Appreciate your time, man. You guys stay blessed.
Terrance McKinney, have a great fight, buddy. Be good. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Later, bro.
Later.
Holly Holm against Mayra Bueno Silva. That is Saturday night. That's the Holm versus Silva, of course, is the 15th. I'm trying to get the time. 7 p.m. Eastern. It's the ESPN Plus, and the main card 10 o'clock on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Albert Durov against Jung Young Park. Norma Dumont against Chelsea Chandler. And
I like that Chelsea Chandler.
I do too. Ottoman Zaitar against Francisco Prado.
Yo, I don't know, man, but this Ottoman
Zaitar, yeah,
he's a badass, man. He only
sure is.
To Matty Favola.
That's right. He was 13-0, and Matt fucking put a stop to that.
Matt Favola has no fear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He seemed confident, Matt. I'm sorry to interrupt you. He seemed confident. We talked to Favola before that fight, and he seemed very, very sure of himself going in. He didn't seem, he seemed like to know Zaitar is a good fighter, but he didn't seem uncomfortable going into that fight.
Listen, man, all I know is the song A from Machine Gun Kelly is just in my head. And it's basically 4 A's, and it's so good. A. Listen, but it's so much fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a great time. Hey, I wanted to ask you.
What?
I love Robert Whitaker. Dracus Duplessis, though. Wow.
You can never tell anybody you love him like you told Justin Gaethje that time. Fucking embarrassed.
No, I know.
I wasn't on the show. And Bobby, who's on with you?
Bobby. But I told him I love him as a fighter. I meant,
Bobby's like, ugh. Bobby's like, what is that?
And I got it, but
listen, you meant to say, I love watching you fight.
Yeah, but I know, I love you, man. You're such a good fighter. Of course. Yeah, everybody knows that.
It's not how it came out, right?
How many people have said to me, Norton, I love you, man. I don't think they were in love with me. I don't think they want to play with my dick. They just.
Well, let's say it like this. But then you said it like this. Okay, Justin, I love you. And then he's like, that's a little, Jimmy. I'm telling you right now as a friend, it's creepy. Don't do that.
Maybe I did it wrong. Here's how I did it, because you didn't see the show.
No,
I maintained eye contact and I said, I love you.
You can't. We're going to lose. We're not going to get guests. We're really not going to get any guests.
I don't feel bad about it. You knew what I meant.
Thank goodness Nas is in the waiting room.
All right. I'm going to tell Nas I love him.
I can't unsee. Yeah, start this off by looking at Nas and telling him what you think.
I love you.
I don't think you should say.
Yeah, but Matt, when you tell me, you'll tell me I love you. You mean as a friend? I know what you mean. It's not weird. Even though me and Gaethje are not friends like that, I meant as a fighter, as an entertainer.
I understand. Oh, look,
I know. I think he did too. I hope so.
Listen, let's talk about Nas.
Hi, Nas. How are you?
What about you being weird?
Good. I'm good.
Nas is ready for fucking battle. He's been ready for battle the second he walked into fucking Longo's fucking gym and my academy. Nas has been around for a minute, like the kids say, Jimmy. He's not just some kid that started kicking shit yesterday.
Right.
Nas, how are we? Dude, I missed you by I don't know when you got out there, but I was there till yesterday. And now Longo, I believe, is arriving today over there. Correct?
Yeah. You just missed me, I guess. But let me tell you, that Trump interview was Whoa.
It's exciting, no, Nas?
The fact that we got it, I can't believe it happened, and he talked only about fights.
So cool.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's
It was
wild.
great.
It was all of a sudden, and it was around 40 minutes long, and it was basically us just talking boxing, mixed martial arts, and cool. It was good shit, man. We didn't
I
get
don't think the world realized how much they needed that interview until it came out.
Yeah, it's one of those things where when you do it and you don't have to worry about this point politically, because politics I'm just bored with at this point.
Yeah.
And people get mad at us for talking to Trump. It's like, hey, shut up. I would talk to any former U.S. president. If Jimmy Carter wanted to sit down and talk about fucking pinochle, I'd talk about pinochle with Jimmy Carter for an hour. What's wrong with people? They're crazy.
Absolutely.
And you, what country are you from? I know you moved to Brooklyn when you were 9.
Yes. So a little younger, but yes. I'm from Azerbaijan. I moved to Brooklyn at 6 years old.
Oh, 6. Okay.
Yeah.
And and did your parents come for a reason? Did they want to leave, or was it your dad's job transferred, or?
At the time when the Soviet Union fell apart, life there was just crazy, and economically, and then there was wars and stuff in Azerbaijan. There was wars and all this stuff. So it was just difficult times, but most, if not every single person from overseas dreams to be in the US for the opportunities like this. Like what I've done with my life is exactly why my parents sacrificed everything overseas to come here for this. This is it for them. Like their kids, us, me, my sister, our success, our dreams, our all of our achievements is felt by them. So it's like, as an immigrant, it's just so big. It just feels amazing to be able to do that for them.
Well, let me ask you, where exactly is Azerbaijan? Where is that exactly?
So it's former Soviet Union. It's in the Caucasus. It's right below Dagestan, Chechnya. It's right, it borders with Georgia. Like Marab and I are neighbors. Marab and I are neighboring countries.
What's the native language there?
Azerbaijani.
Oh, okay.
It's Turkic, so it's like one of the it's a lot of Turkish is in the language.
Oh, okay. Do you get to go back? Do you still have a lot of family there?
Yes, I do go back. I still have family, friends there. God willing, we get this fight on Saturday. We get this victory. I'm gonna go back again towards the end of the summer. Go visit family. Go hang out with friends. Go see everybody home. So.
And what part of Brooklyn did you guys live in?
South Brooklyn, Kings Highway, Sheepshead Bay, Brighton Beach area. All the Russian speakers. Okay. Yeah.
So at least you felt comfortable. You weren't like, sometimes when you move from another country to a city, it can be very jarring because, you're the new kid, but at least you didn't stand out there and people they were familiar with where you were from.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, like, as a kid, America is just as much. I'm not American. I'm American Azerbaijani, as I would call myself. It's just,
sure.
You fight under one flag. You don't get to fight under two, and then you have the flag ban and everything. But like, I don't find myself not comfortable with Americans or something like that. Like, sure. That's not the case at all. I adapt with everyone, and I grew up in South Brooklyn, but I also seen other parts of America. I have friends from all walks of life, especially being a New Yorker. You're going to be amongst like millions and millions of immigrants. So like I adapt with everybody. I'm good with everybody. I love America. I love Azerbaijan, and it's just it's an honor to be able to represent on the world's biggest stage in MMA.
Well, and representing you are, buddy. Now, listen, you've been kicking ass on the East Coast scene for a while. Some guys, they get the call up to the UFC and it gets a little jittery, gets a little scary in there. Not for you, Nas. Fuck that shit. I'm looking at, listen, you get to the Dana White Contender Series. How do we handle that? We handle that with a fucking knockout, TKO. Then you go on a fight night. How do we handle the bright lights of a fight night? I'll tell you how. Another doctor stoppage, TKO. Dude, how does it feel in this? So now, we're fighting our most dangerous opponent yet, Terrance McKinney. So how do you feel fighting Terrance, man? Your third fight in. So far, shit's going swimmingly.
Yeah, I mean, the UFC definitely sees the style, and they set a high standard. But Matt, this is what we're here for. We're here for the big things, you know. We're here for the big things. We're here for the big fights, the big fight nights, the big lights. We're here for the big things, you know. It's not like an occupation. You don't do warm-ups, you don't do any of that stuff. We're here for the big shit, and we're going to conquer it fight by fight.
Yeah, you don't want to avoid a hot young fighter, like, you know, guys who are, you want to fight them. You want to go through them and put them behind you. Yeah, you want to, you know, because me, if I was fighting, I would try to avoid guys who are doing really well. Because that's, you know, I don't have that same spirit, but you're a real fighter. So you're like, no, I want to fucking run them over, which is.
No, that's it, man. When you're in the UFC, you have to have the attitude. Whoever they give, you can get it.
Yep.
Anybody can get it, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
You, your goblet. Put that goblet there.
I like it. Makes me feel royal.
I'm sorry. I'm getting aggressive now. Only because, you know, he's going to war with Terrance McKinney.
Yes.
That's a fucking nail biter. Don't fucking blink. I mean, you guys get it done. You guys get it done. 2 men enter. Only one of you guys could leave. I'm getting amped up, Jimmy.
Yeah, of course.
Very amped up.
I am too, man. I need this for my.
Let's fucking go, man. So, all right. So we got Longo. Who else is going to be? Maddie, Aljo. Who's going to be there with you?
Aljo's going to be in the crowd. We got Ray, we got Eric, and we got Matt in the corner.
And Matt Favola. And all right.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, is there a little something extra? Jimmy, I'm taking your question. I don't know if you're going to ask this. Knowing that Terrance took out our good buddy, Matt Favola. But it is a game of I know what's so weird about this. In a way, he almost gets it back because Matty did knock out Drew Dober, who beat Terrance McKinney. So in a way, he could be like, okay, I kind of got that, you know, that's a little soothing. But at the same time, he knocked out our boy Nas. We got to get him.
Yeah. I mean, I got asked that question so many times because that's the first thing that people point to. Like, of course, it's going to be great to bring a victory back. But, like, with or without that situation, I'm cold stepping in there, and I have to get the job done regardless. But would I say that there's a little extra, just a little extra salt, a little extra sprinkle? Yes, there is. So, yeah, Saturday night, we get it back for Steamroller.
And what brought you to Matt's team? How did that happen? How did you wind up at Serra-Longo?
Well, I knew about Serra-Longo for a year, even like training out of Brooklyn. I knew about the Serra-Longo camp for years. I even fought a kid on the regionals and for amateur kickboxing. So like I knew about Longos for a while. It's their world-class team. Obviously, everybody from New York knows about them. And when I made the decision to really elevate my career and be with the team that's gonna get you to the big lights and not only that, but the highest level at that, there was only one team I can think of. So I sat down, I talked with Ray, and then it was followed by like maybe 3-4 weeks later, since getting to Longos, I went over to Matt's, I got the green light. So it's been an 8-fight win streak ever since, and another UFC fight night Saturday.
Hey, Matt, let me ask you a question too. Like, you get a fighter like Nazim. How do you guys determine as coaches? Like, will you walk in and go, hey, I would like to fight for you guys? And they go, all right, we have to see you for a couple of weeks. Like, is it an audition in a way? Like, you would with a manager or agent, or is it just like through the process of training there for a while, you see if it's going to work?
It has to happen organically, and it happens different for different people. You know, Marab found his way to us a different way. Some of the local guys like Aljo and Weidman came in different ways. Nas came in, like he said, he fought one of our guys, Justin Kidd, on the local circuit. He knew about us. He walked in, I believe, first to Longo's. Then Longo's telling me, all right, we got this kid Nas. And then next thing you know, he's coming down to my place doing the jiu-jitsu, and that's how it gets going. Yeah. So, you know, different guys, different things. I have some guys that start off and they didn't know they'd want to take this route. Like I got young Marcus and Tommy at my school. The next thing you know, they're fighting and doing well. There's other guys with this in their mind, and they come in with the intention of being a fighter, and we work with them. It either fits or it doesn't. With Nas, it fit, you know. I don't know if that answered Jimmy.
Yeah. No, it does actually, because I'm thinking about like it seems like it would have to be something that just happens over time, and you just see if the fit. Because there's so much personality involved with the way you like to be coached. You know, I'm fascinated with guys who can get yelled at, like. You know, I like guys. Some guys are motivated by being screamed at. Like I would never work that well being yelled at, and some guys don't like it.
People Everybody's different, you
Yeah.
know. And coaching people, you coach them accordingly. You know, I'm not screaming at everybody. You know, other guys you got to kind of get in their face, but it's all about that personal relationship. You know.
Now, a little message from Jake too, because Henry Cejudo did mention this, and I forgot that he thinks the best shot back at the title is to fight Merab. What do you think of that?
Who are you asking?
You bet.
The best shot at Henry
At getting back to the title, no, not the best shot, the easiest, but like the most effective way to get back to the title would be to go through Merab.
Yeah, because I think Merab's been destroying everybody lately. So that's I like that statement.
Only one catch.
Yeah, I think he matches
one catch.
One catch is
he's not going to Merab.
No, he's not.
I think he thinks he matches up with Merab better than he actually does. I think he thinks he can Merab's out grappling people. And he could out grapple Merab. That's what I think he's thinking. But I don't think he realizes what he's got in front of him. And you know who definitely doesn't? His little fat Coach Piggy. That little motherfucker. Fuck that little piggy. Fuck that piggy. I want to put him on a spit and put him over there. Anyway, fuck that little fat fuck. Nas, I have enough friends. I'm not that mature. Fuck everybody. I'm back. Nas,
yeah.
When you're not fighting, I like the audience to get to know our people here. What do you like to do? And not training. I know you're constantly training. What's something you like to do? I don't know, Russian bathhouses. What do you like to do?
Outside of fighting?
Yeah.
Outside of fighting.
I love how that's the first thing that you said, because that's a big thing in my Russian bathhouses. That was for this camp that I probably, in the 8-week stretch, I probably went to a Russian bathhouse probably 5 weeks of those 8.
I didn't even. That's fucking wild, bro.
Yeah,
what is it for massage and stuff?
No. I mean, you could do the. See, this is the funny part. How do you explain to somebody that's not familiar with a Russian bathhouse that there's 10 shirtless old men hitting each other with these leaves as a form of massage in the steam room? I don't know how to explain it, but I guess it's a sight to see.
Is it effective?
Yeah, it relaxes your muscles. You know, it's like definitely a form of recovery. So it relaxes your muscles. You sleep like a baby. You wake up and you're ready for another week of training. So that was my Sundays. My Sundays for 5 of the last 8 weeks was like a Russian bathhouse. But it in the summer, it's not as cool as in the winter. In the winter, you're freezing, and then coming out, jumping in the steam room, and then coming out, jumping in the snow is like the best. It's the best feeling. But it's still a good way to recover. It's a good way. It's an effective and a fast way to recover. And yeah, it was that's something I like to do a lot.
I love a good steam room, man. I was at that Trump Hotel there in Vegas. I was there, Jimmy. Every day I was in that thing.
How was the steam room? I didn't go to it.
It was nice. I like it when you're in there and you're fucking melting. You're like, you know what I mean? I love that fucking shit.
Dry saunas. There's so many different kinds of saunas.
I was asking Rogan about it when I was on his show, and he says the dry heat's supposed to be better for you because it gets hotter. You can't put it that hot in the steam because you'll fucking cook. But I don't give a fuck. I still like the steam. It's just.
Yeah, there's the illusion that it's clearing you out because you're breathing it in and there's moisture. I prefer a dry sauna. I think whatever. Russian bathhouse sounds fun. I've never done anything like that. I've gone to other places, but it was not for healthy recovery reasons.
Yeah, and I bet you're looking for a job as one of those guys to beat the guys with the fucking feathers. Don't be a little freak in front of my friend Nas. All right.
Oh wait, so are you being hit by somebody that works there? You guys aren't hitting each other.
No, I mean it's not like that difficult. You just have to know how hard to hit. You have to know where to hit. Like it doesn't have to be done by professional, but it can't be. You can't just hand somebody some leaves and be like, "Here, whack me over the head."
Right. Yeah. I think I've seen footage of that. People just being like whatever back and forth, and it looks like it's probably cathartic. Well, Nazim, you're in Vegas now, and when do you get out there today? Do you typically only go like 3 days before a fight?
No, I got out here Sunday.
Sorry, I'm thinking you got there today. Okay.
The Longo's
Aljo and Marab, they let us crash. They let all the guys that are fighting in Vegas crash, and it's the biggest convenience, the biggest comfort.
Yeah. Stay with your friends, and you don't have to deal with a hotel and checking in, and it's a lot easier.
Yeah, you're just in a beautiful home with the bantamweight champion of the world, So
yeah, I guess that's nice, right?
Yeah, of course. The hotel, like, I wouldn't mind it either. Of course, it's fine, but just I don't know. You just kind of feel. I feel a little claustrophobic almost in hotels. Whereas, like, if you're able to get these kind of comforts, it's you're gonna take advantage. So it's actually I got lucky fighting at the Apex 3 times in a row because I get this every single time.
Well, good luck on Saturday. But wait, let's see here. Hold on. Let's see what Jake is telling me. He's saying that you've joined Aljo on a couple of his podcasts and fight breakdowns.
Yeah.
Weekly scraps? Is that the weekly scraps?
Yeah, but it was some time ago. It was I don't know if it was probably a few months ago. I was in Vegas when I did it with him. So that was March. I think that was March. And I think I did it twice. Or no, maybe after in New York, we did one little fight breakdown with Alexi versus Curtis Blades. We did that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What happened in that? I don't remember. Olenek against Blades. I don't remember that fight. Did Blades win that fight?
No, it was the Russian Alexi.
Alexei Olenek?
Yeah. No, it wasn't Olenek. No. I said Alexei. It's Sergey Pavlovich. There we go.
Pavlovich. Yeah. He's been knocking everybody out.
Yes.
You ever think about doing a podcast in the future or anything, or no? You had fun with that or no?
Maybe in the future. I want to create a body of work first. You got to be somebody in the sport. I feel like I'm still growing. I still have a lot of. My focus needs to be here, or at 400%. And then everything else in the future, when I'm a legend and a former champion like you, I will start a podcast.
Yeah, man, listen, you got your head where it should be, just filled with violence. That's what we want. That's what we want. I'm glad you're fighting back at the Apex because it seems to be working great for you. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Shoot, man, I can't wait for this weekend.
Yeah, have a great fight, man, on Saturday. And, McKinney's a great fighter, so I hope you do well. I hope it goes well for you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
We'd love to have you again, of course, after the fight.
100%, Nas. And then when you come back, we'll be celebrating.
Yes, we will.
Pizza on Longo. You tell them. Awesome, man. Later, Nas.
Take care, man.
Yeah, man. It's going to be good, Jimmy.
That's a great fight. Yes.
That is a great fight. It's an exciting fight. And he's a talented guy, and so is Terrance. I don't ever want to fall from this high. Hey. Anyway.
Every Wednesday, including tonight, you can catch me at the Fat Black Pussycat here in New York. And thank you to Nas, and thanks to Terrance McKinney. It was great having those guys. And hopefully soon, the video and everything of our Trump interview will be up.
Holly, Holm, or Silva? What do you want? Who do you take?
I don't know. Let me see what has Holly done in the last couple of fights, buddy. Hold on. Let me just. You want to go first, and I'll check here.
Holly, 4th round stoppage. That's what I said. I said it. I said it right in front of you. Right now, I said it.
I say Bueno Silva.
No Bueno.
4th round sub.
Bueno striking also, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Abduraev against Jung Young Park. I say Park subs him in the 2nd round.
That's interesting that you said that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Park by decision.
All right. Well, let's talk over the weekend, Matt. You and I will communicate and see when our thing is going up.
Hey, man. Manage your distance, Jimmy. You get into a fight in the street, someone's dancing around. Don't make it a dance-off. This is not the end of Guardians of the Galaxy. You don't want to do that shit. Let them dance. You just manage your distance.
I was working on that today with Jamie. Managing distance, hooks and kick. Yeah, hooks and kicks, and throwing a left and then throwing a right cross and then a hook to the body and then a front kick and then a switch kick. Yeah. Love it.
Jimmy, I love that we can talk more martial arts now because you're actually practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been only twice this week because my flight got canceled, but maybe I'll do something in Austin.
Listen, the week's not over, my friend.
Nope.
Right.
I fly tomorrow, though. I'll be in Austin. All shows are sold out at Joe's Club, but August 12th, catch me in New Mexico. I will be in Albuquerque, and then September 28th, I will be in Toronto.
And if anybody didn't listen to me when I was on the Joe Rogan Experience, go watch that. 3 hours, myself, John Rollo, Dean Thomas. Oh, we had fun. Joe was wearing this shirt.
Was he?
Yeah, not this exact shirt, but this is mine. But I gave him one for him. But
nice.
Wear it. You know why I can't wear it in public? Sweat.
Little pit stains.
Yeah. Jimmy, I'm going to talk to you, I'm sure, by the weekend. I had fun with you this weekend, Jimmy. Thank you.
Me too, buddy. That was great.
Thanks for dinner, by the way. I got the next one.
Oh, of course. It was great.
I got the next one.
All right,
I
buddy.
insist. Okay?
All right. Talk to
All
you
right,
soon.
everybody. And the fights this weekend, we gave a proper plug already.
Yeah, we did.
Holly Holm. Can't go wrong with that.
Nope.
This is a prolonged goodbye, Jimmy.
Goodbye.